Hello. I hope this message finds you and your family well, as we are now very much in the midst of this holiday season. As you'll likely guess as you watch this video, this is my first attempt at recording a video of this type. Here at Sage, we've always tried to professionally provide a personal touch to what we do for you. Normally, the message I'm about to convey is one I would like to convey via a conversation in person, but I'm trusting and hoping that this video is a step in the right direction. At Sage Advisors, we've always been committed to a few core principles. First and foremost, certainly, is providing outstanding financial planning and investment advisory services. Coupled with that is we've always tried to do that while maintaining a very competitive fee structure. We believe in the last couple of years, we've really been improving upon the services we can provide to you. For starters, in mid-2019, we became an independent advisory firm. One of the things that allowed was for us to meaningfully improve the custodian we use when we moved all of your accounts to Fidelity. We also now have a full-time chartered financial analyst on staff who heads up the investment research side of what we do for you. Perhaps more tangibly and more immediate feeling to your finances, we were able to do some tax loss harvesting work back in March that will save you on taxes on the gains that your portfolios create. We also know that the strategic rebalancing that we did in March, June, and November meaningfully improved the returns of our clients' portfolios from where they would have been otherwise. Our investments in new technology are largely to thank for our ability to use these valuable techniques the way we have. That leads me to the real message for this video. We've long known at Sage Advisors that our advisory fees are well below industry average. For years, as a business, we were able to get away with that. However, as we've increased our ability to serve you, we've also recognized the expenses and the high costs that come with providing that top-notch service. And because of that, the time has come for a very modest increase in our advisory fees. If you'll allow me, I'd like to walk you through a few slides that put that into perspective. So the first slide that you're seeing here shows the industry average of advisory firms like ours. You'll see that on average, advisors charge 1% on assets up to 1 million of assets under management. After that point, you notice that they begin discounting that fee as the asset base increases. We wanted a little more context though, so we also looked to see what the top 20% of fee structures looked like. That's that yellow line here. And what the lowest 20% of advisory fee structures looked like. And that's that bottom blue line that you now see here. So as you can see from this chart, the average for the top 20% has them starting at 1.5% and then discounting after that point. For the 20% that are on the lowest end of the spectrum, on average, we see them charging 1% on the first 500,000 of assets and then beginning to discount. I think it was a surprise to the vast majority of our team to then see where our current fee structure lands. And that's that purple line that I just added at the bottom of this chart. As you can see, it's not only below average, it's below that bottom 20% average that we put on there as well. And yes, clearly, that's why we're feeling the pinch of those new expenses for the improvements that I mentioned and walked through earlier. Finally here, I will add this green line, and that represents our new fee structure, especially for clients with more than $500,000 in assets with us. We continue to be very fee competitive. However, something I want to make sure I pause and note is that the beginning part, the 1.25%, that front end of the fee structure, is a bit above average. Now, that's a little deceptive because the averages here don't account for the fact that many firms like ours that are high touch and full service, they don't take on accounts that have less than $500,000, a million, maybe even more where they choose to set their minimums. That's not something Sage has done, is set those minimums. And we don't want to do that. But to make that sustainable for taking on smaller accounts like that, we have to be a bit more expensive on that end of the fee structure. I simply wanted to mention that and highlight that, as I know many of my clients are young professionals where we are beginning to build their assets. And so the only piece of this that may immediately impact them is going from 1% to 1.25, and they won't see the rest of the fee structure yet. So I simply wanted to go over that in a little bit more depth. We've known for years overall that to stay viable as a firm, we were going to need to make this change. We want to be able to keep providing those outstanding services. And so this modest fee increase has become necessary to that end. As we've prepared for this change, we've been able to have this conversation with a few of you with whom we already had previously scheduled meetings. I am very thankful for the support and encouragement that I've been getting from those conversations. This change will require an updated advisory agreement from you, and you will be able to digitally sign that. In the next few days, we'll begin emailing those out. You can sign them at any time once they're received. The new fee structure, no matter when you sign, will go into place on January 1st. So for the balance of 2020, short though it may be at this point, you will still be under the current existing fee structure you're used to. Come January 1st, the new one will automatically kick in. I know there are several of you that will likely want to discuss these changes with me. Please let me know that, as I look forward to setting aside time for those conversations. If, on the other hand, you just have a few questions, you can feel free to email or call with those, whether to me or to one of my team members. And for those of you who simply choose to sign and return the form, I genuinely thank you. If I don't speak with you soon, I wish you and your family a wonderful Christmas and a very wonderful holiday season.